Vaya pocilga. Señora Harris, no sé qué es lo que haría sin usted.
La señora Harris es la discreción en persona. Solo sé que ha estado aquí porque me limpia el polvo.
No, I didn't. It was news to me. So when I was asked to play Ada, obviously I then went and read the book. But no, I didn't. I had a kind of vague memory of Angela Lansbury doing it on television, I think. It wasn't a movie. I think it was on TV, quite a long time ago. But I just thought, well, that's a great title. So, no, I didn't know the book. Yes, it's very important to see women like Ada in the movies because on all sorts of levels, really. First of all, because we need more films where women of my age are put up front and the story is about them. And also because in terms of the film, not many films are made about although Ada doesn't see herself as an underdog, films about the underdog rising and achieving something that you wouldn't expect somebody of her class to be able to achieve. So it's a refreshing film on all sorts of levels. I think they do. I couldn't agree more for all of those reasons, but also it seems like the kind of film that we need now because it is lovely and feel good and a bit of a fairy tale and escapism. And, we've just lived through a horrible few years and not everybody wants to go and see big blockbuster films or action films. They are catering for a different market. And there's a huge interest and an appetite for films like Mrs. Harris because they're catering for a market that is perhaps less or a demographic that is less served sometimes. Everything. I love Paris. I love France. I love the food. I love the architecture. I love the clothes. I love the cafes and restaurants. I love the little shots of coffee. I love the little glasses of wine at 5 or 6 o'clock. Oh, I just love it. I love the French way of life. I love the way they have this attitude to food that we don't quite have here in the UK. Everyone seemingly, for me, my view of France is that food is important and everybody tries to eat properly. I love the fact of eating. When you film in France, you have 2-hour lunch breaks and you have proper lunch and then you have a little bit of a siesta and it's just lovely. I just love it. Have I made that clear enough? Yes, I would, but I think obviously we're in a commercial world. Film has to make money, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris has done way better than I think people expected in the United States of America. It's done really well. It's taken very good box office. So I think we're anticipating that in the UK and in Europe, it will do as well, if not better. So if those figures start to ring bells for the producers and distributors, I'm sure there will be some more Mrs. Harris films.
Oh, it's super important. Yes. I call them women of a certain age. They have so many amazing stories to tell. So I'm really happy that we get to tell that, some of it, in Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. Absolutely, yes, yes. Oh, most definitely. It takes you on a journey and a trip to beautiful Paris in the 50s. And to the House of Dior, to see the workings behind the scenes. Didn't know that that's what happens behind the scenes, creating amazing frocks for women in that made to measure. I didn't know that, so I learned that from watching the film as well. Yes. Oh, apart from the lovely French men. Oh, I said that out loud. That accent is just so soothing, and I love the accent. Oh, what else do I like about Paris? Fashion, every time, I remember one of the first times I went to Paris, it was on a school trip. And first of all, I thought, oh, the French they speak in Paris, in France, isn't the same as what we're taught in school. Oh, that's interesting. That was first interesting. And I thought, and walking around the streets, women were really, really well dressed. What looked like everyday women were just beautifully dressed. This is, I mean, I think I was 15 years old at the time or something. And it really made an impression on me. And I thought, oh no, just like popping out and just wearing it. No, they were beautifully dressed. And I thought, this is nice. I like Paris. Yeah. Oh, I think so, yes. It's an experience that you have to have in a cinema with strangers, all of you feeling the same thing, getting your Kleenex out at the same time and sniffing and laughing. I think definitely it's one for a cinema. Definitely, yeah. Especially if you bring your friends. Then on the way home, you have lots to talk about. Yeah.
Vaya pocilga. Señora Harris, no sé qué es lo que haría sin usted.
La señora Harris es la discreción en persona. Solo sé que ha estado aquí porque me limpia el polvo.
Ya lo has visto, somos mujeres invisibles.